Okay. Amis, can you turn on your video? Okay. Now we were talking about um how the shopkeepers cheat the consumers. Okay. What are the different ways in which they do not measure the commodity at the value that it should be, but they measure it less and hence cheating the customers. We were talking about that. Now, keep the weights in the pan where he normally keeps the vegetables. What was the reaction of the vendor? Did he happily agree or did he refuse? Okay. Now, what is happening here? What is happening here is that um, where like you go to any vegetable vendor, okay, and you ask him that to tell you where the weights are stamped, okay, and then the weights have a stamp or where they are stamped, and then they like ask him to uh, put the vegetables where he normally keeps weights, and on the side where he keeps the weights, there put the vegetables, and where he put the vegetables, there keep the weights. Okay. So, what was his reaction? If he happily agrees and shows it to you, some are very nice. They also talk to you, explain it to you. Okay. So, if they happily agree, means they are honest. But if they disagree, if he refuses, gets angry or something, he might be dishonest. It is possible that one of the side, one of the plate on which it is weighted, they have placed a magnet or something, or they have meddled with it. Okay. Now, misleading information or lack of information. You may have noticed that most of the products advertised are misleading and exaggerated. The products are not as effective as they are claimed to be. You may have also faced problems in getting detailed information on the products that you want to buy. Shopkeepers they often refuse to give pamphlets of the product on on the pretext that they are sealed inside the box of the product. Often the print on the label is too small or blurred, or the matter is written in local language which is not understood by most of us. Okay, so what happens is that sometimes when we are buying a product, their advertisements are misleading and exaggerated. The advertisement are misleading and exaggerated. If you heard, I think it's from the uh, company Kisan, okay, Kisan fresh tomato ketchup, okay. Now this fresh tomato ketchup, the fresh that you read in that, the word fresh is name of the product. It's not saying that we are selling fresh tomato ketchup. It is a name, fresh. Okay, it is a strategy. It is a strategy to create an image in the minds of the people that Kisan are selling fresh tomato ketchup when actually the fresh in that term is the name of the product. Okay, it doesn't guarantee you that they are selling freshly made tomato ketchup from fresh tomatoes. No, fresh is a name. Fresh is just a name. Okay, so like this, a lot of companies do. Many advertisements are misleading. You watch an advertisement, you buy the product, and then you find that it is not effective. You find that it is not that good that it was shown in the advertisement. Okay, so that is when advertisements are misleading and they exaggerate it. Okay, they exaggerate it. If you've seen the advertisements of soap bars and dishwash and all of these um, many of those advertisements are exaggerated. Then sometimes the shopkeepers do not give us the detailed information of a product. They say that we don't have a pamphlet. Pamphlet is inside the box. You buy it. Then at home, when you open it, the pamphlet is all the information is inside the box, they say. But they do not tell us the information or give us a pamphlet or something. So what I do usually, I research the product on my own at my home before I go and buy it. Okay. If I want to try out a new cream, a new product, or anything new, I research it from the web from 2 to 3 places at my home. And then I go to the shop and buy it. Because the shopkeepers will not tell you that way. Okay. They do not tell you properly the information of the product. Then sometimes the print that is there on the label is very small or blurred or the matter is written in local language. Suppose you want to buy a Korean cream or ramen or something. Okay, you like you flip the packet and say see that it is written in Korean or Chinese. Okay, so then how will we know what are the contents in it or what are the how to use it or everything? It's written in their language where it is made. Okay, so before you buy that, you check it on the internet, okay, about like the complete information about that product when you're trying something new, and then you decide if you should buy it or not. Okay, you might have also seen free gifts being offered along with the product. For example, a free plastic jar with a particular brand of tea, or a free bowl with cooking oil. But these gifts are actually free or not? Is their price included in the price of the product, or is the original price raised to cover most of the gifts? Quite often, the latter is the case because the salesman's motive is only profit and not a free gift to a consumer. Okay. Now, what they do is that they give you a free gift. Okay. But people think it is a free gift, but they are charging you the price in the product only. Okay. They're charging you that price of the free gift in the product only. Okay. Until it's not directly from the company, okay, until it's not directly from the company, okay, if it's from the company, companies do, okay, it is a selling strategy that they give free gifts and all to the consumers. That time it might be free, but if your shopkeeper is doing that, okay, adding a free something and selling it to you, the product at a, it is possible that they are doing it for profit. They're charging a high price and they are doing it for profit. Okay, it is not actually a free gift. Similarly, heavy discounts are offered during festivals or at the end of a season. Everywhere you can see banners of sale. If you have a Diwali sale and a winter sale and summer sale, and all of these sales are there during festivals at the end of season sale. Okay, these sales often offer poor quality or defective articles and thus mislead the consumers. Sometimes what people do is that they, some clothing stores, they manufacture clothes, okay, but they are not sold and they are outdated now, means old, like 1 year back it is made, 2 year back it is made, okay. So they take that and put that on sale, okay, like 50% off, 70% off, 80% off. People buy, but people don't know. Some of them can be defective. If electronics and all are there, they may be defective. If clothes and all are there, they may be very old. Okay, very old, outdated, okay, poor quality. In most of the cases, price written as discounted price after putting an exorbitant price on the label. Okay, what they do is that sometimes they put another label. Okay, and usually what happens now, the MRP that is on the product, the MRP, if you've seen, sometimes the MRP is suppose MRP is suppose 2000. Okay, but when you're buying something, they charge you just, or they look at the MRP, they charge you 1500. Why do they do this? because they might have got it at 1000. Okay, they might have got it at 1000, and wholesale means in bulk they got it at a reduced price. MRP is the maximum price at which the seller can sell it to you. Maximum price means up to this point you can sell. Okay. In discount, what they do? In discount, what they do? They will sell you at 1400. Okay. They will sell you at 1400 or 1450. Okay. Not too much. Okay. But still less, somewhat lesser than the MRP. Okay. Somewhat lesser than the MRP. But some brands, they actually give you sales and offers during festive. Okay, but some people, they just do it to remove the old stock clearance sales. Okay, stock clearance sales, they are called as stock clearance sales when they sell the product on a sale to clear the old stock, at a reduced price. Okay, now as a consumer, you can make smarter choices to tackle this issue. What my parents used to do about this issue, free gifts. Okay, they said that don't you can remove the free gifts, okay, and deduct the price of the gifts, because that is added in the product. Okay, if they're giving you free gift of 50 rupees, now why like say we are actually buying, say I'm going to buy ration. Okay, I buy tea packets. Okay, tea bag packets or tea box. Okay, for the whole month. Okay, then another product is giving a 50 rupees small tea packet. Why do I need that? Okay, so what they do, you remove it. Okay, we don't need your free gift, and deduct the price in the product. Okay, so that is also done. If you want to avoid this free gift and raised price thing, tell them to remove the free gift. We don't want it, and deduct the price from the product. Okay, now, oh, sorry. Hmm. Now, for exaggerated advertisements, test two or more samples of different detergents. It could be a new one shown on television and the one that you normally use. Conclude whether the new product is as effective as it claims to be. Which one would you like to use and why? Okay. So if you want to try a new product, okay, compare it with the one that you're already trying. Compare it. Buy a small sample. One thing that I always recommend, and I do also, okay, whenever you're going for a new product, buy a small sample. Okay. If you're buying a cream, just go for 20 ml, 50 ml, 30 ml, small ones. Face wash, new one you want to try, buy a small one first. And then you see if it is that effective or not, and then you buy a big one. Okay. Any product you're buying, go for a small one to test it, if it is that effective or not. Okay. If it is that effective or not. During sale, to decrease the chances of being cheated during sales, find out the quality, prices, and weights of products before and after the sales. Try not to get swayed by these sales. Okay, swayed is very attracted in these sales. Okay, because sales people, when they see sale, they go towards it. They rush to buy from sales. But the sales are not all the time. The sales are that good or that effective and that good quality and all. Okay, not all the time do they offer a good quality. Find out the quality, find out what prices they're selling at, what is the weight of the product, compare it, okay, check it nicely, and then buy from a sale. Problems related to services. As discussed earlier, most of us are aware about the problems related to products. However, the problems related to services are not given much importance by the consumers, though they get cheated by the service providers also. Now, up till now, we talked about goods, okay, being cheated in goods when we are buying goods. But people also cheat in services. Okay, what are services? Doctors and people, you can say the spa, facial, makeup, uh, parlor, and salon. All of these are services. Okay. So people also cheat in services. What are the problems related to services? Did you know that sometimes gas agencies fill up the commercial gas cylinders from the quota of subsidized domestic gas cylinders, thereby creating a shortage in the domestic supply of gas? Okay. Now, what is this? What is this? There are two types of gas suppliers. Okay. Commercial gas cylinders are that are sold for commercial purposes, like outside. Domestic are for homes. Okay, domestic are for domestic use, our use, the homes. Commercial to be sold for outside purposes. Now these people for like who are buying for outside purposes, they have to fill from, like they don't have to fill from the subsidized domestic gas line. Also, one more thing, subsidized subsidized is from the government. Okay, when you hear the word subsidy, it is a reduced price offered to the people by the government. Okay, by the government. So the price that we are paying for the gas cylinder is decided by the government, is a subsidized rate. But if people are buying for their companies and outside purposes, commercial purposes, the gas cylinder, they have to pay a higher price. They have to pay a higher price because that is for commercial use. Okay, that is for commercial use, outside use, not homes and all. So they have to pay a higher price. So what they do is they fill their gas from subsidized domestic gas cylinders, reduced price gas cylinders to get a benefit. Okay, and this creates a shortage in the domestic supply of gas. This creates a shortage in the domestic supply of gas. They fill from the subsidized rates one, na, they're commercial cylinders. So the ones that are supplied at home, that shortage comes in that. Okay, getting a little bit, yeah. Now, service providers or financial institutions like banks are at times rude and refuse to cooperate or answer the queries of the customers. Often they charge service taxes on facilities that are provided without the consent of the customers. You may have heard of customers complaining about money being pilfered or transferred from their accounts. Sometimes the banks, they charge service taxes. Okay, sometimes more than they should. Some banks. Okay, and money being pilfered, reduced, or transferred from their accounts. Okay, you call and ask the bank, they'll say, oh, this charge, there was this service charge that was deducted, there was that charge that was deducted. There are some charges that the bank deducts. Some banks may deduct unnecessary charges. Okay, some banks may deduct unnecessary charges from the customers. Financial institutions are banks and other companies like banks which give loans to the people, which gives loans to the people. Okay, financial institutions. Similarly, house builders and school authorities charge large sums as security deposit, for which no interest is paid. You may have observed that often there is no staff present at the railway ticket counters during working hours. Similarly, services such as post, electricity, telephone, water supply, health, etc., leave a lot to be desired. Complaints are often ignored or work is not done until you pay tips to the workers. Okay, so I'll explain this whole thing. Okay, uh, house builders and school authorities, they say that you have to like deposit 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 as security. Okay, as a security deposit. So your money is locked with them and they are not paying you interest. Your money is locked with them and they are not paying you interest. If you put this money in bank, say this 20,000 or say 30,000 that I'm putting as security deposit in a school, okay, or in an institution or house builders, they will after the completion of the term, they'll just give me this 30,000 back. They will not give any interest. But if I put this in the bank, if I put this in the bank or if I invest it, I will get what? Interest. This 30,000 plus interest. Okay. So this thing is not there only. This concept of interest is not there only. Then during during working hours, staff is not present at railway ticket counters. Okay, they should be there, but they are not there. They are somewhere at the outside drinking tea or gossiping with people and all. People don't do their job seriously, being a service provider. Okay, then similarly, services such as post, electricity, telephone, water supply, health, etc. They leave a lot to be desired. Means that they do not provide services well that for which you're paying for, or they charge extra. Okay. And sometimes complaints are often ignored. We put a complaint, nothing, nobody is responding, listening. But when you pay them, no, that okay, we are paying you, they take tips and then they do the work. Okay, which is wrong. That is a wrong thing. Okay, they take tips and do their work, which is the wrong thing. Previously, I went with my mama to a clinic too because there was her leg was twisted badly 2 times. So it got swelled up, and we thought we'd go take some medicine, some prescription for that. So we went to the hospital, and the doctor wrote the prescription, and we went to the medicine counter for that. What happened was that the lady that was there, okay, she gave the medicines like this, okay, and didn't even told that like what time should you take this, should you take it after breakfast or what time, because medicines have certain timing. Okay, some are that you have to take empty stomach, some are that you have to take after eating. Nothing. Okay. And then she had both this earphones in her ears, so what we said to her, she didn't hear. No response, no response, didn't hear. Okay. I was like, I didn't like that at all. Okay. She's getting paid for a work that she should be dedicated to do. Okay. So people do this all the time, providing services, goods and services. Now, what can you do as a consumer? Try and recollect the problems you have faced in the market while purchasing goods. List and compare them with the ones mentioned in the lesson. Note the actions you have taken to solve them. Okay, these were all the problems that we face while buying goods or while receiving services. Okay, you can go with your parents to the market to buy goods. Okay, I would suggest start going sometimes. Okay, if you're not going, go out and when they're buying goods, go out with them, see how it is done. Okay, and if you're able to identify issues with the sellers. Okay, if you're able to identify issues with the sellers and what your parents do to resolve them, you can note that. Okay, you can check what they do to resolve them. Find out from 5 of your friends and neighbors whether they have ever faced similar problems with the same shopkeepers and the same service providers. Check the ways they have used to tackle these problems. Now, sometimes what happens, a neighbor auntie says, and our relative says, "Oh yeah, that shop, yeah, that seller, they does this. Okay, yeah, their products are always bad." Okay, if you've heard, they say about a particular shop. Okay, this is that thing. If you and your neighbor have faced the same problem with the same shopkeeper, see how both of you can unite and tackle him. Okay, don't take him and put him to the ground. Okay, not that tackle, but what steps you can take. Okay, what steps you can take. Megan didn't get it. In wrestling and fights, you take the opponent and put him to the ground. That is tackle. Okay, that is known as tackle. So don't tackle him like that. Okay, put him to the ground, but see what you can do about it. Okay, now we have in-text questions 22.1. Read the lesson carefully. Find out one word used in this lesson to indicate the following. Okay, the person who buys goods and pays for services is known as
Uh,
Consumer.
Consumer. Yes. The items that we buy from the markets are known as
goods.
goods. Yes. Repair of an electric switch for which the consumer pays money. Another thing that comes along with goods, service. The term used to indicate duplicate products.
Yeah.
What? Stamped?
Yeah. Yeah.
Scammed? Scammed? No.
Mm.
Scammed is the process.
No.
Substandardized goods or substandard goods.
Got it.
A process of addition or removal of something to lower the quantity or quality of foodstuff is
Food adulteration.
food adulteration. Yes. Selling goods at prices more than the actual cost at the time of storage. Shortage.
Not really understand the question.
I'm also forgetting this term. Selling goods at prices more than the actual cost at the time of shortage. Um, it's not hoard. Okay. Um, I'm seriously forgetting the name. Okay, it's actually hoarding or black marketing only.
Oh,
It's actually hoarding or black marketing.
Holding.
Hoarding, yeah. Hoarding. One second, let me just
But
consider
isn't
this.
holding like keeping stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yes, hoarding is keeping stuff, but okay. Hmm. See, I'll explain you the difference. Where were we? Here. Okay, so when the term hoarding comes, in general, that means collecting stuff, okay, and keeping stuff like large quantities. You just collect and store it. That is hoarding. What is hoarding in business means? Now, hoarding is you buy assets and goods, okay, um, okay, you like buy them in large quantities, and sell them at high prices. Okay. See, when you are buying them in large quantities, you will be able to buy at a lesser price because we know that when we are buying in bulk, we get lesser price. So you buy it in less price. Okay. You are buying, सस्ते में you are buying in a less price Okay, but you're selling at an increased price. Selling at a high price. Okay, so this is holding in business. Okay, this is holding in business. You buy lots in a lesser price and you sell them at a high price. Okay, so this is more than the actual cost. Okay, hoarding or black marketing. Manufacturers informing the consumers about their products. Advertisements. Amaze, can you hear me?
I think this
Video is, yeah, his video is frozen.
Yeah.
Internet issue.
His electricity went out.
Okay, his electricity went out. Absence of this creates problem to the consumers while selecting quality goods. Information. When they have a lack of information or awareness, they are not able to select quality goods. A shopkeeper cannot charge you more than this amount.
MRP.
MRP, very good. MRP. You encounter the following problems and services. Suggest ways to deal with these problems. Your iron stops working within a week after repairs.
We could bring it back to the person who repaired it and
Yeah, and tell him.
yeah, and tell him it's not working anymore. And you could also tell, I don't know what the person is, but like that person that it's bad service, leave a bad review. That thing.
Leave a bad review. Good. Leave a bad review. Tell them it is a bad service. Now, the gas cylinder you have received weighs less than the weight specified. Gas cylinders, they have a particular weight. Okay, and it is specified on them that this weighs this much.
Mm-hmm.
LPG, the gas weighs this much. Then you weigh it at home and it is less. What will you do?
Give it back to the person.
Yes, you call the gas agency. Call the gas agency. File a complaint. File a complaint. Okay, that this I received, the gas cylinder that I received, the weight should be this much, the weight is only this much. Okay, you call them, tell them, file an agency, file a complaint, and uh, you can return it and get a new one. Return it, and get another.
Well, what happens if like because it comes in a metal thing, right? What if
Hmm.
they add metal to increase the weight of it, even if it's the wrong gas? Have they
What? Say again, please. Say again.
like the container that they give it, right? The cylinder, the gas cylinder, if they increase like they add more metal to add more weight to the thing to give it the approximate weight that a gas cylinder is supposed to have. What will you do if that happens?
You request an investigation when you're filing a complaint. That time only you request, if you think that the metal has more weight, they added more weight to the metal and they fill less quantity of the gas in it, you request an investigation. That I think that this is what they are doing. When they are filing a complaint, you request that this should be investigated. Then they will investigate. The gas
Yeah.
agency people, they will investigate and find out what has been going on here.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. So hope everything was clear in today's lesson. Yes. Okay. We will stop here for today and we will continue from role of consumer education tomorrow. Okay. Okay, Megan. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Here.